Timeless writing advice from Haruki Murakami. After Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Haruki Murakami is the only writer to have existed in the past 50 years whom I have read extensively. The first book of his I read was Kafka on the Shore, and I was hooked to his style, although I feel that 1Q84 didn't match the standard of Kafka on the Shore and Norwegian Wood. By itself is a good book. A couple of years ago, I started reading his short story anthology, The Elephant Vanishes, but due to one reason or another, I haven't been able to complete it. Murakami is a Japanese writer who is over 70 now and still writes prolifically. His books have been translated in multiple languages. While doing some research, I came across a good blog post that shares some writing advice from Haruki Murakami. Although I have narrated the advice in my own language, there are some pieces of text that I have picked straight from the blog post I found. Many writers give writing advice. Stephen King has written a book on it. But most of the advice is cliched. But what Murakami has shared makes sense, and hence I am sharing the main points with you in this video. He hasn't written a book on writing. He hasn't even given an interview specifically to give advice on writing. The writer of the blog post I talked about just now has compiled different bits of advice from different sources. Here they are. Read indiscriminately. Reading is very important for a writer, just as listening to music is very important for a musician, or watching the games of other players is very important for a player. Murakami says that read everything. Don't just confine yourself to books like Great Expectations or War and Peace and other such classics. Also read trash literature. Also read mediocre books. Read indiscriminately. Another practical advice is start reading as early as possible when you are very young. This way, you won't feel worried that you are wasting your time and you have enough time to read every book you come by. Reading isn't just about learning the writing styles of other writers. Reading also fills up ideas in your brain. With lots of information, it becomes easier to write and easier to share. Don't worry about filling your mind with garbage. It doesn't happen. Our mind has immense potential to store and process information. There is no such thing as too much information when it comes to your brain. Now the next point. Present the old wine in a new bottle. There is nothing wrong in that. Murakami uses a good anecdote to explain this. One of my all-time favorite jazz pianists is Thelonious Monk. Once when someone asked him how he managed to get a certain special sound out of the piano, Monk pointed to the keyboard and said, "It can't be any new note. When you look at the keyboard, all the notes are already there. But if you mean a note enough, it will sound different. You got to pick the notes you really mean." Tell an old story already known, but tell it in your own way. Use the same old words, but use them in your own way. Just as a musician uses the same notes to create new symphonies and new tunes. Explain yourself clearly. Don't assume that the reader knows. Yes, the reader may know a lot, but then he or she may not have any idea what you are trying to tell him or her. Use plain language. Use simple sentences. Use good metaphors and good allegories. Explain yourself clearly. Share your dreams. He doesn't mean those dreams that you have when you sleep. He means your imagination. Render wings to your imagination and let it fly through your words. Most of the writers, especially fiction writers, are dreamers. They dream of worlds that have never been experienced or imagined before. Never be shy of sharing your dreams. Write to discover things even you don't know. Many writers just write and then let the story unfold the secrets held within. Most of the writers don't know the end. They don't even know what's going to happen on the next page. Murakami suggests write to find out. As an example, Murakami says that if there is a murder in his book, He doesn't know who the killer is. If he knows who the killer is, he says, there is no purpose to write the story. Collect as much information as possible. He gives the example of Spielberg's E.T. movie. In the movie, E.T. takes lots of junk from the garage and builds a communication device that can send message to his home planet thousands of light years away. He is able to do it because there is lots of junk like an umbrella, a broken floor lamp, and a variety of pots and pans in the garage. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, whether it is a garage or a garage. Anyway, if there was no stuff in the garage, he wouldn't have been able to make his device and the story would have been different. What Murakami says is, build a system to store your information. Whatever you come across, preserve it somewhere. These days, it is not even difficult. I use Google Keep and Microsoft's OneNote to store all sorts of information. Interesting phrases, some anecdotes, writing styles, interesting scenarios, screenshots, and creative ways of saying the same old things. Get into the rhythm of repetitive activities. When Murakami is writing, he repeats the same things every day. This is how he explains. When I am in writing mode for a novel, I get up at 4 am and work for 5 to 6 hours. In the afternoon, I run for 10 kilometers or swim for 1500 meters, or do both. Then I read a bit and listen to some music. I go to bed at 9 pm. I keep to this routine every day without variation. The repetition itself becomes the important thing. It's a form of mesmerism. I mesmerize myself to reach a deeper state of mind. But to hold to such a repetition for so long, 6 months to a year, requires a good amount of mental and physical strength. In that sense, writing a long novel is like survival training. Physical strength is as necessary as artistic sensitivity. This makes sense. Rhythm is very important. Rhythm also keeps distractions away. He does the same thing again and again. I have experienced this when I'm writing. When I need to move away from my desk repeatedly to take care of one thing or another, I'm completely distracted and it becomes difficult to write even a single sentence sensibly. Though it is easier for people who are living alone. It is difficult to follow a strict routine when you are living with a family and you need to make a living not just for yourself but for multiple people. Learn to focus on one thing at a time. Concentration is very important for a writer. You should be able to sit for a long stretch, immerse yourself into the narrative, and keep writing without getting distracted. In this regard, Murakami says, if I am asked what the next most important quality is for a novelist, after talent, that's easy too. Focus, the ability to concentrate all your limited talents on whatever is critical at the moment. Without that, you can't accomplish anything of value. While if you can focus effectively, you will be able to compensate for an erratic talent or even a shortage of it. Even a novelist who has a lot of talent and a mind full of great new ideas probably can't write a thing if, for instance, he is suffering a lot of pain from a cavity. Increase your endurance. I would say it is the same thing as building your focus because you cannot build your focus without increasing your endurance. In fact, this is exactly what Murakami says. After focus, the next most important thing for a novelist is hands down endurance. If you concentrate on writing 3 or 4 hours a day and feel tired after a week of this, you are not going to be able to write a long work. What's needed for a writer of fiction, at least one who hopes to write a novel, is the energy to focus every day for half a year or 2 years. You can compare it to breathing. This is an important piece of advice. Try to get yourself physically fit if you plan to spend hours working on your book or novel. Experiment with language. The language that you use has limitless possibilities. The language doesn't just consist of words. There are many hidden meanings in the words and sentences that you create. Be adventurous, Murakami says. Don't use words and expressions the way you have been taught. Use them as if you own them and they are of your own creation. Have confidence in your writing. Writing is like riding a horse or petting a dog. These animals won't let you come near if you are not confident or if you don't have positive feelings toward these animals. Be confident of your writing. Don't be arrogant, but know what you are doing. Own your words. This is what Murakami says about being confident of your writing. The most important thing is confidence. You have to believe you have the ability to tell the story, to strike the vein of water, to make the piece of the puzzle fit together. Without that confidence, you can't go anywhere. It's like boxing. Once you climb into the ring, you can't back out. You have to fight until the match is over. Write on the side of the egg. This is sort of fuzzy suggestion, but what it means is that when you have a choice between writing on a wall, which is immutable and doesn't break easily, and an eggshell that is fragile, write on an eggshell. What he means to say is, right and wrong are not written in stone. When you are writing, be ready to swim against the tide. Be ready to stand on the wrong side. Although I hope he didn't mean indulge in criminal activities. In writing, break the rules. Don't follow the rules. Don't even follow the rules mentioned here. Make your own rules and then break your own rules. Be observant of the world around you. You write what you observe. You observe people. You observe incidents. You observe happenings around the world. For example, there may be many people who must have written stories with the COVID-19 outbreak as the backdrop, something like Love in the Time of Cholera. These days, my wife and I are watching an Indian Netflix series called Decoupled, a story about a writer and his wife who are stuck in a divorce situation, but since they don't want to traumatize their daughter, they are still living together. In the series, whenever the writer observes or notices something interesting, he records it or preserves it so that he can use it in his writing later. In the story, it is shown in a funny manner because when he is having an argument with his wife or someone else, he stops the conversation midway, takes out his phone, and starts recording the sentences that either he has spoken or the other person has said. This gives rise to many funny and annoying situations. Don't intentionally hurt people. This may be difficult for a writer or at least for a journalist, but Murakami says that don't allow your pen to get too mighty. Maybe this is the reason why he has never been in a controversy like Salman Rushdie got himself into. All Murakami books are non-controversial, and in fact, they belong to some unreal realms, at least the novels. Use your storytelling as a vehicle. Take your readers on a journey and make your storytelling a vehicle for the journey. Murakami says that when he writes a story, the story and the associated adventure is already there inside him. When he writes, he brings it out. This makes the story spontaneous. For him, the story must take the reader somewhere. He says, whatever information you may try to convey, whatever you may try to open the reader's emotions to, the first thing you have to do is get that reader into the vehicle. Keep the human factor at the center stage when writing. Murakami says that write stories that make people cry, laugh, or even outrage. The system is constantly trying to turn humans into machines, so the job of the stories must be to bring the humanity back to the fore and make it visible by amplifying its underlying humanness. That's why he writes stories about life and death, love, heartbreak, fear, and other strong emotions. Talent is good, but so is hard work. Murakami says that you must have innate talent to be a novelist. He compares it to a car and its fuel. If there is no fuel, the car cannot run. You can push it or you can put it on a slope, but it cannot run naturally on its own the way it does when it has the fuel. It is similar about talent to write a book. But then he says that you must also have an ability to work really hard. He doesn't have the talent for writing magnificent sentences. For him, it is like chiseling every sentence from a stone by hitting it with a hammer again and again. Well, not everyone intends to write a novel when he or she wants to become a writer. A content writer is a writer. Even non-fiction writers like Malcolm Gladwell are writers, and they do pretty well. This is the gist of the advice given by Haruki Murakami. As he himself has said, there are no hard and fast rules, and you shouldn't follow anyone's advice to be an original writer. Personally, I believe hard work is important. You should be able to write persistently over a long period of time. Physical wellness is important, although it is not necessary. There are terminally ill people who have written books. So, good advice to set your thinking. Like this video, subscribe to my channel or click the bell icon to receive instant notifications.